Hi guys, just here to tell you about the TurtleBeach review that I'm going to be doing soon. Headset's going really well. Quite surprised about a lot of the features. Couple of drawbacks that I can think about, but we'll discuss that in the review. But today that's not what we're here for. Today we are here for pad customization. Woohoo! Right. Basic idea around this is a lot of people, like mates that I know and stuff, and people that also seen the iSeries when I went a few weeks ago, basically just asking me where I got the stuff how if it was easy to do and stuff like that. You know, I do appreciate there's a lot of people that haven't dabbled around and don't have a lot of knowledge around this kind of stuff. So, you know, I'd thought I'd do a quick video just to show you how that I do this kind of stuff. And to be honest, I got into this before I started ordering scuf gaming pads, because I found out it was actually cheaper to send in your own pad to get scuffed up. So, i.e. getting your trigger stops put on and, you know, your triggers, you know, your paddles at the back as well, you know, custom configuration for that kind of stuff. You know, you can save a lot of money by sending in your own pad to them, which they're quite happy to do that service. Also on their website they do various options on customization of the pad, i.e. if you want some blacked out buttons, white out buttons, you know, just pretty much any colour buttons, and just the way that your pad looks in general. Now I find an easier way to do this is to do it yourself before you send in the pad to Scuf Gaming. Now, you could get a couple of, what I've got today is, I've got purple thumbsticks, a purple D-pad. I appreciate the video quality isn't that great, but you could kind of see the colour, you know. But I've got them. I've got blacked out buttons without any way of knowing what the buttons are, but you know, you've played around the pad a bit, but you know, you know your way around your own pad. And there's also a blacked out Xbox media button, which will be up there. Okay, let's see if I can go with my current, see if that drops in a bit more light. There we go, that's a bit better. Right, screwdrivers that you'll need for this. Personally, for this pad, I've got a standard official Xbox wire pad. Button falling over, great. Screwdriver for this one is just a standard mini Phillips one, but for some and most Xbox controllers you'll need this screwdriver, which you can't see, I wouldn't be able to focus in, it's that small, but it's a special screwdriver. I think it's called a TT282291, whatever, you know. Get off eBay for a couple of quid, or anywhere else, you know, you might find it at your local hardware store. I got it off eBay, so you know, it was quick and easy. Basically you get this, and it's basically for the screws that have a little pin in the middle. That will help you get through this, but we won't need that today. We'll just need a standard Phillips. Right, I'm just going to show you the basic way to do this quickly. I've done this a few times with other various pads, and I'll show you, like, there's a slight difference with the wireless pads as well, so I'll show you the slight difference as I'm going through. I'll get the wire away. Right, so we're turning the pad around. Always leave, this is where you'll find underneath the sticker where one of the screws is. Leave this one to last. It just generally, it holds the pad together, you know, so you've not got one side opening while you're doing the last pads over here. You know, it's just little things like that, and I'm just about to start it as I'm talking about it. So I'll get cracking on with this as quick as I can. Set the screws away at the side. I like to do this on the carpet or on the floor, because you know, if you're doing it on a table and the screws drop on the floor, that's them gone. At least if you're on the floor and they drop, you can kind of generally keep track of where they're going. Hopefully, that's the principal idea of that. I'm going to try and keep this one as quick and as short as I can. So speed rushing is never the way for doing this, but as I say, I've done this a fair few times. But the first time I'd done this with an Xbox pad, you know, I was there for a good 40 minutes. I had to put it back together a few times, and you know, just general stuff like that. I like to just loosen up the screws. Sometimes you'll have a screwdriver that's got a magnetic head to it, it'll just pop out, you know, just whatever. slightly tap them on or out. Hence why I like to do it on the carpet. It's easier, keep them on a nice little pile. Looks like a little ant, little beastie. Right, so just carefully prise it all open. It will simply come apart. Right, we'll start with the buttons. Remove the rubber connectors and then just tap the buttons out. You know, you do have this little bit at the top, so your LB and RB buttons, just kind of place that back in. I want to keep the back and start button, so we'll drop them back in quickly. Right, so for a while I remember, changing the D-pad, you won't be able to see in this light, but in here there's 2 screws. Just loosen them up or undo them, because they're what's keeping the D-pad on. This is the only real fiddly bit. By the way, before I forget, the back button, back screw on the wireless pad is located inside the battery, underneath there. Okay. Before I forget that as I'm going, it's because I'm trying to rush this and keep it short for you guys. Right, those little screws, give them a little tap it. Put the buttons in, they're falling out anyway. Right, screws are over there. Right, there's a couple of clips in here, so you generally have to push them along and push them out. And the other one, it can be a little bit fiddly, this bit, but I've got it. So there's the old D-pad, see there. New one, it's exact spots that it has to click in, you know. It's foolproof. It's a very easy process. You know, you can put these screws back in, but you don't have to. But you know, you never want your D-pad popping off. You're in a competitive scrim, because then you're fucked. Should have put some tunes on in the background just to make this a bit more appealing, especially for me. I'm bored sightless doing this. Right, so buttons going back in, make sure the RB and LB buttons are clicked in adjacently. Okay, so buttons, these are the XB, whatever. You have to kind of figure these out. It's kind of like a wee puzzle, you know, make a bit of a game out of it. See how quick you can do it. I might do a speed run of this just for the banter. Right, so I'm going to guess that is nope. Nope. Woo! And that one can only be that one, and then that one's obviously not that way. There we go. Right, start and back buttons. See what I mean? It's so fiddly. I didn't have the fingers for this either. Right, boom. I'm pulling buttons out straight away. Right, rubber connectors back on the way they should go on. Make a mental note of what everything looks like when you're deconstructing it. Should have said that before you started watching this with me and doing it while I'm doing it, because I can imagine that's what some people want to do. Right, that's that done. Just place that carefully to the side, and then for the analog buttons, right, I'll just analog buttons, sticks, they just pop off. Just give them a little firm pop off. See you later. Right, for the analog sticks, the vibration. Now you can save some money on this. Preferably if I'm using a wireless pad, I prefer these to be removed because I've already got the weight of the battery pack on the back, but with a wire pad I prefer to leave these in for the weight. It's just my own personal preference, but just to help you with this, pull the motherboard off very gently. You can push in the right trigger and left trigger, and this will give a little help. Okay. Easy thing to do is on the backs, you can just simply unplug them. They just clip out and then they're off. Right, so and there's only one way for them to go back on, so clip them back in. I prefer them on, so I'm putting them back on, but I was just doing that to show you quickly what you can do with that. Okay, creating more work for myself, but hey, right. So putting it back on can be a little bit fiddly. But we're there. Right. You'll hear things clicking in, don't be a bit worried, just don't be too forceful when you're doing this, and you should be alright. You know, fingers crossed. You can't sue me, I hold no responsibility for any breakages while you're following my videos. Please understand that, and you may sign the disclaimer by leaving a compliment or comment. I don't know what I'm trying to say. This hasn't gone that well. I'm not doing that great with this YouTube stuff. You know, don't worry guys, I will get more comfortable. I'm never normally like this. That's good. Now for putting these back on, I want my purple sticks. They can only go in one way, so give them just a firm but light push in. And then for this, you want to do this upside down, so leave the buttons there upside down. You want to keep a little firm grip with your finger like this on the motherboard, just to keep it all in. And then you want to basically place the vibration units into their holding spots, whatever you want to call them, basically there. And then you want to kind of line things up and then gently hold it on the back. And what I like to do is always keep the buttons facing at the bottom and just guide the analog sticks through. Sometimes a great thing. And then just try and gently just click it around the sides and then turn it around. Give it a quick, make sure you'll know for the feel if something's wrong. You know, just give it a little wiggle around. Sometimes you might have to take it apart again, just to give it a good click around. Make sure everything's working. I'm just giving it a bit of a forceful hand, guys. Mine doesn't seem to be wanting to play though. I've not got something linked up somewhere. See what I mean? This is a speed run. This could become the next big thing on Twitch TV. Yeah, that feels good to me. Right, the first screw you put in is the last screw we took out, which is the centre one at the back that's underneath probably your warranty sticker. You know, but we're past that now. Past caring. You know, you get a warranty that comes with your scuff pad anyway for a little extra fee. It's worth getting. Extend your scuff. I'm not going to do all these because I can finish them up and it keeps the video short, because we're already at 13 minutes. Great. But anyway guys, there you go. Pad, blacked out buttons, custom purple analog sticks, and custom purple D stick. Send off the scuff, get your trigger stops on it, and get your back paddles on it as well. Brilliant, job done. Alright, cheers guys. Keep subscribing, and you know, follow me on Twitter. You know, links in the description and shit. You know the banner. Peace.